Hello folks, Armagedd's here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, 3 3/4 inch Kili the dwarf and Fili the dwarf. And at the time of this filming, I have seen the Hobbit movie and I love it. And I must say, out of all the dwarves, out of the 13 dwarves, these two may be my favorite. They get a little more screen time. There's 13 of them, and I would say about 5 of them get the most screen time and the most lines. And you know, Dwalin and Botlin and Thorin and Kili and Fili here are kind of the main dwarfs there. The others are mentioned, and they have a couple of little bits of action, but these two I really was drawn to right off the bat, and I love these figures, and these may be some of my favorite figures in this line. We'll go ahead and take a look at the box here, and these are this is in the double pack. Of course, it is already opened. I love the picture of the actors here in the front. They look really good. Because this is a double pack, I'm going to let my camera here try to focus a little bit, and you guys can pause that and read the descriptions. But pretty much they're brothers, of course, and Kili here is I call him kind of the Legolas of the dwarves. He's a very good archer. I love it. And Fili here is just more of a blunt force warrior. I mean, that's really about all I can use to describe him. They're both very enjoyable in the movie. Like I said, they're kind of playful a little bit. They're kind of playful. They kind of joke around a little bit, and they're really good. But let's go ahead and we're going to start off by looking at Kili here, and just like with every other figure in this line, so much detail is here in these. I love the clothing that he's got on here. So much detail. His jacket, his outer jacket here is actually a soft rubber or plastic rather. So much paint detail goes into this. His boots. He's even got a little bit of dirt here on the bottom of his boots, which I absolutely love. I think that's just a wonderful little addition that they really didn't have to do, but they decided to throw that in. Let me take his accessory off here. A beautiful face sculpt. I don't know if it'll zoom in, but he's actually got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow here that you can see, and that's really nice. No, I don't think that's going to zoom in very good, but just a beautiful figure, guys. And these two, I really do like these figures. As for the accessories here, he comes with his quiver here, and they have combined it where you've got the bow quiver and the arrows, and he comes with his little sword here. I actually did not see this at first. It was almost camouflaged in there so good, and I thought that it was like the arrows unremovable, but it is just a nice little dwarven sword. Nothing too special about that. His bow is actually a little less detailed than some of the other weapons I've seen in the game. It's just kind of a tiny little plastic. It doesn't really have any detail on it, but he does hold it really good. And one thing I would kind of like to point out that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about is here on his right hand. I don't know if it's going to pick that up, but you can see how these two fingers, his first two fingers, are actually covered up with his little glove thing he's got on and his thumb. And I really do like that, because I'm no archer, but I do believe it's got to do with him using the bow. So I really do like that. I like that they decided to throw that in there. He's also got a little dagger here that's not removable, at least as far as I know. No, that one's not removable. But he does hold his bow really good. Their hands are just like with all the figures. Their hands are fairly tight, so you just kind of have to wedge it in there, and he just holds that really good. And that looks really good. I do like the way that this figure comes across. He does stand fairly good, but again, with a lot of the other figures, you can't get up there to manipulate the hips, so he's kind of got a little bit of a lean going on, but it's not anything to really distract me from the figure. His articulation is, he's got a little bit of play in his head. His arms, it's just about the same as the other figures, especially with these male figures. You can't get up in there, so it's hard to get dramatic poses, so you just kind of are stuck with stuff like that, and that's really about as good as you're going to get it. Let's go ahead and stick over to Fili over here, and Fili is just as good as his younger brother Kili here. Again, so much paint detail goes into this figure. I love it. I love this little overcoat he's got. Again, it's the hard plastic, so you can't get up in there. He's got his little sheaths here, and he's got two swords here, two little dwarven swords again, and these actually have some pretty nice detail in them, and they're kind of, you can see they're almost a little squared off at the top, so that looks really good. And to get them back in the sheath, you just kind of have to double them up and stick them in there like that. He also comes with his hammer here, which I really love this hammer. This has, I mean, this just screams dwarvish right here, if you ask me. Just a lot of good little detail. The handle of it is actually looks like swirled plastic, so it's kind of, I don't know what the word for it would be, but it's really nice. And he just kind of slips that into his hand. I would maybe have liked to see it be a little bit bigger, but that's for the bridge direct to do, and I'm not here to complain. One other really cool thing that I love is this guy is just absolutely loaded to the teeth with weapons. He's got his two swords back here, he's got a dagger here, a dagger on this elbow, and two hatchets on each boot. Now, of course, all those are unremovable, but it just kind of gives you the impression, I mean, this guy is just ready to go. And they do, like I said, they have a little more screen time than some of the other dwarves, so you get to see them fight a little bit more, talk a little bit more. So I did enjoy them. Just like his brother, his articulation, you know, they all have decent articulation, but you don't get very much out of them. His arms go in and out, and they do spin all the way around. He bends at the knee and a little bit out at the thigh, but not very much. So, you know, I just usually keep these figures just about like that, except now he's not going to want to stand. And come on Fili, there we go. And you know, those two brothers are just ready to fight right there, and I think they look really good. They go very well with the other figures, just as much detail on them as the others in the line. So definitely pick these up. $14.99 for the 2-pack is what I paid at Toys R Us. A very good deal. I think, as far as I know, the only other way to get these figures is, I believe they have a 5-pack with Bilbo, Thorin, Kili, Fili, and Dwalin. But that's obviously not the way you want to go. Actually, that's kind of cheap, but you're stuck trying to find Balin alone, which is, I don't think they have Balin alone, so you'd have to get another Dwalin to go with, you know, it's a jumbled up mess. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would recommend getting this 2-pack here. Very nice deals. Just definitely check them out, guys. If you haven't checked out any of these Hobbit figures, definitely do it. They're worth the time. And the 6 inches are obviously better. The reviews for those will be coming soon. I've got the last of them being sent to me. But these 3 3/4, I mean, for the price, guys, the detail on them, it just blows my mind. I mean, I just can't say it enough. But this has been Armageddon with another video review of The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, Kili the Dwarf, and Fili the Dwarf. Very good figures. Thanks for watching.